Mike Reviews. B-Movie Mike Reviews. B-Movie Mike Reviews. B-Movie Mike Reviews.
Hey, this is B-Movie Mike, and what I have for you this week is review number 5 in my series of classic slasher film reviews. The film that I will be reviewing today is an American production that was released in 1980, and that film is Motel Hell. The script for Motel Hell was written in 1978, but due to the cannibalistic themes of the script, nobody really wanted to produce the film. Eventually, Universal Studios picked it up in 1980 and attached Tobe Hooper to direct the film, who was the director of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Then at some point, Tobe Hooper dropped out of the project due to the fact he didn't want to do another chainsaw-based film, and eventually Universal just dropped the film altogether. For a while, it looked like Motel Hell wasn't going to make it to the screen, but in 1979, it was optioned by United Artists, who then hired Kevin Connor to direct the film. Prior to Motel Hell, Kevin Connor had previously directed The Land That Time Forgot, At the Earth's Core, and The People That Time Forgot. All these movies starred B-Movie King Doug McClure. All three of these films were adaptations of the novels written by Edgar Rice Burroughs. Motel Hell stars Rory Calhoun, who was a famous cowboy actor from the 40s. Started out in 1941, and he acted all the way up till 1993, and he eventually passed away in 1999. Motel Hell also stars Nancy Parsons, who is probably more famous for her role as Beulah Ballbricker in the Porky's films. Nina Axelrod, who had done some TV acting on the TV show Charlie's Angels, and would later go on to audition for the part of Rachel in the movie Blade Runner. Even though she didn't get the part, her screen test is included in the special features of the 2007 DVD release of Blade Runner, The Final Cut. Paul Linke, who was famous at the time for his role as the comic relief on the TV show Chips. John Ratzenberger, who would later go on to be a regular on the TV show Cheers, and he's gone on to be the voice talent in just about every Pixar film ever made. His most famous Pixar role is probably that of the pig in the Toy Story films. And last but certainly not least of the most notable actors in the film is Wolfman Jack. At the time, he was famous for being an on-air radio personality in the Los Angeles, California area, but his popularity soon spread all over the world, and he appeared in many more films besides Motel Hell. The story of Motel Hell centers around Vincent and Ida Smith, who run a motel out in the middle of nowhere, and they also run a company called Farmer Vincent's Famous Smoked Meats. And what people don't know is that Vincent has a very secret recipe for his smoked meats, a recipe that he's willing to kill to protect. Now, Motel Hell has been called a horror comedy by some, but I don't really think so. I think it just has a very smart, self-aware sense of humor, not silly like Student Bodies or the scary movie films. It's just a very fun film and a unique entry in the slasher genre. Motel Hell has a decent and witty script, a good director, and the acting is overall pretty good. Some of the side characters are kind of cheesy, and as far as they're concerned, the acting is kind of bad sometimes, but the lead actors turn in good performances within their respective roles. Motel Hell is a bloody and violent film, but it's not overtly gory. And there is some nudity in Motel Hell, but it is very tastefully done, and it never feels like it's there just to make up for a bad script, because the script for Motel Hell is actually pretty good. Probably the most memorable scene in Motel Hell is at the end of the film, when Vincent dons his pig head and gets into a chainsaw fight with the local sheriff. Motel Hell is considered a classic by some, but I don't think it's received the widespread love that it deserves, because I really love Motel Hell. I remember the first time I ever saw it, I was just blown away by it. And I still have as much fun watching it now as I did then. A few years ago, there were rumors of a possible remake of Motel Hell, but the last that had been heard about that was like in July of 2010. So who knows if it'll actually ever get the green light. All I hope is that they give us a definitive Blu-ray release. Here I am repeating myself every one of these damn reviews. We need a definitive Blu-ray release of these films. All we have of Motel Hell is the double feature with Deranged. That was released on DVD by MGM back in 2002 as a part of their Midnight Movies series. Well, this brings my review of 1980's Motel Hell to a close. I'm sorry, I know it wasn't very detail-orientated, but Motel Hell is one of those movies that if you say too much, you ruin the whole thing. And I really don't know how many people have seen Motel Hell. I know there's quite a few that have, but for those that haven't, I really don't want to spoil it. I just really want to encourage you to check out Motel Hell. It is actually a really cool film. It's a little offbeat and a little quirky, but if you love slasher films and horror movies, I think you're going to love it. I'll be back on Halloween with my 6th and final installment in my series of classic slasher film reviews. Until then, I hope you have a kick-ass Halloween weekend, and thanks for watching.